The last part we want to talk about is aggressively monitoring student performance. So, small groups are a great opportunity to uncover what students know and don't know. It's also a wonderful place for us to monitor their learning more strategically. This is another place where going back to that mathematical framework also comes in very handy to help us determine exactly what on grade level learning should look like for our kiddos. So, when you're thinking about aggressively monitoring performance in small groups, there's 4 basic steps. Of course, you're going to identify what you're monitoring for that group in each lesson. Then you want to create exemplar responses or look back to the framework. And ask yourself, what strategies should students be showing you? What should be their key takeaways? What type of mathematical language do you expect to see them using? The third step is to think through potential misunderstandings for this group. And the fourth step is to create targeted questions in response to these misunderstandings. To do step 3 and 4, I'm really looking to how I will use exit tickets for my small groups. So not only are my small groups differentiated, but depending on the lesson, I might have 3 different colored exit tickets, one for each group at the end of class, so that I can closely monitor their achievement. Finally, when we're monitoring students in small groups, we want to think about how we're doing it during the small group, after the small group in the form of an exit ticket, and then how we're engaging students in monitoring their own progress. So during my small group, I've thought through for each group what it is I want to see them achieve in this cycle. And creating a checklist is probably the best way to do this. So I may have my checklist on my clipboard with my students' names and the skills I want to see them demonstrate across the top. And then during small group, I'm checking off as they are demonstrating that they can do that skill. I'm also keeping some notes for myself during small group. Of course, I'm planning an exit ticket. It could be the same exit ticket for the whole class some days, differentiated on other days. Exit tickets don't have to be anything fancy. Some days it's just a daily check-in. What was one question you had in small group that didn't get answered? What's one key thing you learned? What's one thing you helped a classmate understand in math today? So in addition to being, these, very targeted, like do this math problem, they can also be moments of reflection. So you're getting into the metacognitive, you're helping your kids think meta. The last thing is student accountability for their own achievement. So what this looks like is some type of daily learning log. It should relate to small group probably, and then tracking their own mastery. So this is their achievement for my middle group, maybe on their fluency test. For my high achievers, this may just be like a regular standards mastery tracker, but some form of having students keep track of their own learning in the unit and how they're doing week to week, sometimes day by day, but definitely at the end of each unit.